Okay, good morning and a big welcome, especially to the Downpatrick students. We have got some engineering students and some sports students from Downpatrick, so big welcome to you and your staff, and a big welcome to the Lisburn students and staff as well from catering. So I know for some of you this is your first time to be in the Bangor campus, so a real big welcome. And another welcome as well to our judges. So we have Belinda O'Neill from Bank of Ireland, and we have got Andy and Kat Hill, who are past students from SERC. These guys are actual entrepreneurs, so they've started up their own coffee company, and hopefully on the back of this morning, this is where some of the teams that we will see this morning, is where you'll end up. So just to give you a small bit of background, over the last 2 weeks, we've had over 4,000 students participating in project-based learning enterprise activities. You are the cream of the crop, so no matter if you win today or if you come second, third, you're all winners. The fact that you have got to the final means that your friends and staff have voted your projects as being really creative, really innovative, showing a lot of teamwork and being really interesting. And going forward, whenever you look back on your studies at SERC, this is one of the things that you'll always remember, is the first 2 weeks that you spent in the college. It's a completely different experience. You may never get another opportunity to do anything like this again. 2 weeks developing your creative side without the burden of assessment. And each year we are amazed at the solutions that you guys and girls produce. So we're really excited to be here and to listen to the wonderful ideas and solutions that you've come up with this year. So the format of this morning is we have got 6 teams. Each of you will have a maximum of 10 minutes. And really what we want is, we just want you to have a conversation with our panel, because you guys are the experts. We don't know anything at all about your projects apart from what we have seen on the enterprise portal. So just have a conversation with the judges, tell them the whole story, the background, what worked, what didn't work, and then what your aspirations are for your projects going forward. Okay. So first up, we have a team from Bangor. They're tutor Stuart Rankin, and they're from construction studies, and they are called the Courtyard. So the Courtyard, if you would like to make your way up.
Good morning, nice to meet you. About 2 weeks ago we were given the task of creating a wellbeing space outside our classroom and the canteen area. To begin with, we had to go outside and measure out all the parameters we needed to put it on the computer. Without teamwork, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this, because for holding out and stretching out the measuring tapes and writing stuff down and drawing it all out. To begin with, it was very sort of old and not very nice at all. So we decided to take out make it a blank canvas, take out all the parked cars, the shipping containers, all the leftover sand and stuff that was being used to being built, and then turn it into something that'd be nice for the students to go out and chill, relax. Whenever they're sitting working hard at the computers, they take 5-10 minutes, go sit outside and just enjoy themselves. Same as the staff. It can get quite tedious sitting at a computer teaching a class all day, and that just allows you to go outside and take a breath of fresh air.
So because it was about well-being, we started looking for things we could put in the area. As example, as a fountain, juice bar, different benches and hedges.
So somebody from Action Mental Health came in to speak to us and told us all about the things we should put into it, like fountains and stuff, because water features are good to calm people down and give them time to rest and stuff. And in this day and age, when mental health is a very big thing and affects many people, we need as much like well-being spaces for people just to go out and calm down as possible.
After that, we came up with different ideas. Each one of us made a sketches, and then after that we just put different pieces into one final design, as you can see at the top. That's right. Oh, how do you go back?
Going back. Yeah, so that was our final design drawn out. So you're probably thinking this is quite a big project. So we've kind of developed a costing for what we think it would be. This is obviously quite a rough idea. The price is quite large to start off with, but by using the students that we already have, bricklayers, gardeners, everyone, the art students to make sculptures, the catering students can use the juice bar. So there's a juice bar, I don't know if that's been said yet. Yep. As that will reduce the cost because they're making money. It also gives students who don't have any work experience somewhere to go and get a job, so they can get a job in any sort of industry, because everyone needs work experience to get started. The juice bar is also a place for the catering students to try and push healthier foods. As you know, the canteens have chips and whatever else, but sometimes people don't want that. It's not as good for the brain, so try and push healthier foods. For the juice bar to be built, we have it as like a log cabin, so carpentry students could use that as a project. There's also pods as well, could be made by carpentry students. All of that will reduce the overall cost. And again, with the water feature could be expensive to buy. If you had the bricklaying students to do it, they could reduce the cost greatly. And it also means that if students are involved, they're not going to want to destroy it or wreck it. Kind of stops all that. You might have seen, you'll see in our final design we have a gym. There is obviously a cost for the gym equipment, but you could get cheaper gym equipment, change it up a bit, make it useful for more than one thing.
So this is our final design built on SketchUp. So as you can see, like the gym is over here, and even if you move like the gym out, the gym area can be moved and like put in a yoga place, and classes can come down and just calm down, because yoga is very good for the brain. And then the water feature is a very prominent thing in the middle, is like a place people can just go sit and talk to their friends and just calm down if they're a bit angry. And then we have a chessboard over here just as a bit of fun, like for people to go and do something if they're bored. And then the individual pods, like for people just to go and sit and just have time out from it.
This is just a 3D walkthrough.
Thank you so much for listening.
There's no.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's us.
That's us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oops.
So you thought that was it?
Didn't read the desk.
Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I suppose a couple of things just I had was in making it a viable idea, have you thought about how you're going to generate potential income from it?
Yes, that was what the juice bar was.
Okay.
So people go buy juice, chill out. It's kind of, that was our main of income, which would just then obviously the expense to get it there.
Okay, and around funding the cost, what was your thoughts in around that?
Just hoping that, you know, there's no price on the well-being of your students. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure the money could be found somewhere. Sponsors maybe.
Charity work.
Fundraising, yeah.
Okay.
There is like flooring and stuff in there. It doesn't need to be done. That is the biggest cost. If you check that out, you're reducing the cost immensely, but it just makes it look a wee bit nicer.
And there's no shortage of resources here at the college and all the other campuses, between all the trades that they have and all the different equipment that we can use and get access to. So.
My only query is how do you ensure, like obviously the people that work on it at the start, they're going to care for it and they're going to make sure that nobody wrecks it, nobody vandalises it, nobody does something they shouldn't be doing. How do you ensure in years to come, 5-10 years, that that's still being looked after? Is there a way you could maybe bring it into other courses to kind of reorganise it, think up new ideas?
Yeah.
things like that? Have you thought about how to prepare it for against the future? Does that make sense?
We always kind of have like a board of students, like kind of like a group of, like every year you get selected ones that have to go out and look after it and sort of do touch-up jobs and all that sort of stuff, just to, so that we can keep passing it on through each year with the responsibility that they need, and it's their work as well. So.
Each year has their own input on it.
Yep.
Right.
They might decide they don't want the gym and want something else in that space instead. If they can find a way of fundraising to do it, why shouldn't they be able to do it?
I liked it. It's good. Yeah, it was good to bringing it in with like other things throughout the college and using them to do it. Because when we went here, it was very much like you got projects to do. We don't, well, in the catering
In
bit,
your own department?
your own bit. So yeah, it's quite clever. I loved it. It's cool.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Good morning everyone, we are SERC Pro and today I'm going to present you our solution to our real life problem. Okay, so first of all I just want to present you to the team. That's Aaron, Finlay, Andrea and myself, Tiernan. Okay, so we are a amalgamation of first and second years in the sports in Downpatrick. So first of all I just want to tell you about the real life problem is that we don't have enough instructed gym instructors in the Downpatrick which give the inductions out. There's only 2 within the year and that's not enough for anyone who wants to join at any given time. So our solution is an app which will have an induction on it and other features which we'll explain later on. So entrepreneurs are just as important as entrepreneurs. So what does that mean? Entrepreneurs is an entrepreneurial approach where teams and individuals are driving ventures and new ideas from within an organisation, in our case a college. Entrepreneur can be defined as an entrepreneurial activity within a large established business usually to address a new market opportunity or develop a new way of doing things or a new market opportunity for activities. This can be created, so this is why we have created SERC Pro to help innovate gym inductions. We have used this app to change the way gym inductions are carried out and how people can fit these within their busy schedules and the comfort of their own homes.
I'm here to tell you a bit about the Mind Yourself campaign, which without the gyms wouldn't be here. It was launched in January last year, and the purpose was to increase awareness for fitness amongst tutors and to get them more into the gym, which has been quite successful as there's been 70 more teachers that have taken gym inductions. Mind Yourself has this is the logo which is on all around the banners and newspapers and things like that, that's involved with the SERC. And so we came together and found that if you go to the gym and you do the same thing over and over again and it's not working, well then you're going to have to change what you're doing, because if you don't change you're just going to achieve the same results.
Okay, so this is where preparation starts. So we had ups and downs on what we negotiated, what we were going to pick. So we went from using spider diagrams and flowcharts of what we thought was best, and we came up with videos, books, apps and videos. So we respected each other, listened to each other's opinions, and came up that we thought the best was the app, which has the most features and how we can get across the best way to get the induction. So decisions, insurance and development. We had a long way to go. Obviously it's a gym induction, you need insurance for, say, if someone trips or falls and hurts themselves on the machines. So as a collective, as a group, we've rang many insurance companies just to see if we can get the go-ahead, and we have. So to prove that our buddy up system, as we'll explain later, is working effectively. So development as well. So obviously this is an intranet app for our SERC system for the different teachers. And so obviously development, we want to progress this forward to move it on to a mobile app so anyone can use it.
Our core objectives for our app would be the orientation, which would involve our power queue and our essential, information that's needed, your name, your address, etc., as seen here. Moving on through to the actual gym induction, which would be taken through point by point, very basic, of your videos of how to use each piece of equipment, how to safely use it, pointing out the positives and not the negatives so that you remember what is needed for that machine and for the proper information to be right underneath the video. We put in different programming so that you can't scroll through the video, you can't skip, you have to watch entirely through. And if you, a lot like Netflix, if you stop watching, it'll stop and say, are you still there? So you have to tap the screen to continue on. And our buddy system works is, it came up with the Mind Yourself program of, it's safer to have a buddy that knows how everything works in the gym, same inductee as yourself, knows everything health and safety wise, and keeps you going, basically. Our solution was just create the app the way it is here. For the best possible results, it's easier for our qualified instructors to get through their year without having to worry about doing inductions twice in a year, because it's not enough. So we thought the best solution we could come up with is having an app you can do at home, you can do in work in your own time, and each video is less than 3 minutes each, and it gives you everything and all the information you need. As you can see, through development of drawings and information, health and safety of each and every piece of equipment, we have designed and developed so far what it would look like. But for us in tech, we've actually got the go-ahead to maybe make this happen. But it would be connected to student and staff intranet, so it would be an application instead of an app. The costing, we worked around with what it would be for the staff and student intranet would come up to £1,500, which, if you know, fundraising wise, or just the money's there, we can get it up and working and no bother. Opportunity for when the in-house app is actually complete, we could even carry it on to develop the app further, with adding new features. For example, for current members, having our own workout preset programs for people that, you know, aren't used to the gym, don't use it on a daily, have no idea what to do. Like workout wise, we could have nutrition specialists on it, so it would tell you what to eat diet wise and what to do, etc. Developing popularity. With time and effort being used into the app we've already designed and the application that will be up on the internet, other organisations might find this interesting and take it on. Like other public gyms, public, voluntary or private gyms could all easily take this into hand, and it could be widespread all over for all we know. Progress. The right developers and with time with the in-house app could go even further and become its own individual app for all around Northern Ireland, all SERC campuses, not just Downpatrick. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Well done, guys. A bit nervous. Well done. Well done. Well done.
It's a smidge.
Yeah. I suppose my question would be is how do you actually develop it into a viable business going forward?
Make money.
Yeah, because it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in the marketplace? Have you done any sort of research in terms of competitor apps in the general marketplace?
There is actually no app that is designed like this. This is fully induction. It actually has different programs fit into it, which would be numbers for local GPs, for the buddies within SERC would go straight to a chat, and also the trainers if need be. There is no app like this anywhere.
Okay, so any thoughts on how you could then develop it outside of SERC in terms of
other gyms, they have not so many big mad, don't have staff, and maybe just have as a small business at the moment. They could use this app as well, and they can use it, and they can use it for the show inductions, and we could make different videos for them, and they can use the same type of features.
Even so, or I could program it.
It was cool. I like the because I've joined 2 gyms and failed every single time, but the induction bit is the worst part of it, because it's like you feel like you're like a P1 being shown like here's where the toilets are and like here's how you open a door. It's really annoying, but I like the Netflixy touch. That's clever because
I had kind of gone above and beyond with being a bit experimentative and actually put the chat mixed in with WhatsApp, so but that's just me.
Really good idea. But do you reckon, like, I'm thinking, like, I know the internet thing and it's like an application at the minute, but like, what is the step from taking it from an application to an app? Is it huge? Like, you know, because like
it's not huge. It could, I mean, me personally, I can make an app and it'd be free, simple as.
Yeah.
But if you need the proper programmers, we have them within tech with
Yeah.
IT and media students who are learning this sort of thing every day, and we could actually use them to help along. And we have our own personal developers within SERC grounds who could easily make this happen, and it could be made into an app for all tutors, all students, staff to just have on their phone.
Can I ask a question on the buddy thing? I didn't really get what that was. Do you have to have a buddy with you, or is it an online buddy, someone like you WhatsApp, or?
Say you're going to the gym and you have a friend, but he pulls out in the morning and there'll be a chat, so you can just text in and say you're going into the gym at 9 o'clock. Will anyone else be there?
Right. Okay.
It's just so that
So it's like an online community.
yeah,
so,
just so that you know, because obviously a minimum of 2 people, just in case you injure yourself or you get hurt, there's someone else there for health and safety.
And is that? Can you just go to the gym by yourself? Can
No.
you just do the induction by yourself?
That's where Mind Yourself
There's-
comes in.
There's a questionnaire, so we know that you have completed the induction. You have to get 100%, so that we know that you've been inducted and you've watched it. So you have to answer questions on the video, so we know that you know exactly what you're doing and what the health and safety aspects of each machinery.
You have to be in the gym with someone who's equally been through the induction process as you have.
So if everyone fills out and no one can go with you, you can't go to the gym that day?
No.
No, but you are
Okay.
available to call a personal trainer.
Yeah. And my other question is about, did you say you have insurance quotes for
Yes.
We do.
self-induction?
Our insurance company is public liability insurance. So obviously if someone gets hurt, they need insurance. So that's the ones we thought were best suited for our app.
We did
Okay.
call multiple insurance
Yeah.
companies, and a few of them were interested and would back us, but we couldn't actually go forward because it was just an idea.
Yeah.
So they had said, like, we can't give you any information because it's just an idea and it's not going forward. And so we finally came across them and they decided to back us.
Cool.
No more. That was really well
Yeah.
done.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Where do you guys?
Can we go now? Yeah. So we're here with our product, the Revival Watch. We're from the engineering campus Bangor, we are, right? And today we're just going to tell you about our product. So I'm just going to start off today with just a couple of dementia facts. So over 850,000 people live with dementia in the UK alone. Someone in the world develops dementia every 3 seconds. Although associated with older people, 42,000 young people can also have dementia in the UK. So it's not just predominantly targeted at older people, it can be young people as well. It is expected by 2030 that the number will rise to over 75 million people.
The solution for this is our dementia watch. It just looks like a normal watch, but is a tracker within it, so that when the person is wearing it, it just looks like a normal watch, but it can track their location using different software, and then it tracks their heart rate and monitoring their blood pressure.
Frequently, dementia patients can become confused and wander off from the usual surroundings, e.g. the care home. Elderly people can especially be vulnerable, as the bodies are often weaker than younger patients.
So some of the key features are the watch has a location tracker in it, and so you get an app on your phone and you can set a certain boundary with the app, certain boundary around a house or a care home or anything, and if the watch crosses over the boundary, you'll get a notification on your phone saying that it has, and that means you can get to them before they go any further. And also it'll continue to track them as you're trying to find them. Some more, it's got an alarm, so that's the notification that it gives you, and monitors vitals. So it's got a wee on the clasp of the watch. It has a really bright light, and it shines into the vitals, or into that area of your hand, and it shows your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your oxygen levels, and it records and sends key information to the carers. So say if their heart rate was going down, it'll give the carers or family members a notification, and that means they can get to them before anything bad or anything serious happens. It's easy to charge. There's 4 corners of the bed, and on each corner there's posts, and if the watch is in that area, it'll charge wirelessly, and the watch cannot be easily removed because on the clasp you need a certain key, like a certain element to unlock it. So it means the dementia patient can't take it off and then go walkie-walkie. Technology. So GPSWX.com is a website that we found
that uses the right GPS software that would track them.
And then health sensors, that's one of the key. Wireless charging, as I've talked about. Locking device, and possible developments could be kinetic charging and dismount of the clasp, and also smart lock. Thank you for listening. Have you got any questions?
Okay, I suppose it's okay to start off. I always keep going back to cost. That's the bank in me, so I can't stop that. So there's a lot of different elements to this, from what I can gather. So it's the watch. There's chargers that's wireless. There's an app. So I suppose, are you developing all of that as a?
The app you can get on the internet. For unlimited amount of use, it's £2,500, and that's for unlimited amount of use for life.
Okay.
So it is.
So the carer would have to.
No. That's the company. The company will buy that. So we'll buy that and then.
Okay.
Download that onto the chips that go into the watches.
Okay, and then the recharging element. What's the cost associated with that?
it was £150 for the one, but they said that you could get the discount for the 4 if you got 4.
Okay. So it's quite costly to have this item?
Yeah, we were gonna roughly have it for about 200 odd pounds.
So retail at £200?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if I have too many questions. I mean, I think it's a really great idea. Yeah. I don't know if I have any questions at all.
So with the light thing for the vitals, that's all that's all factored into the price and everything.
Yeah.
Already, right? Cool. And then with the kinetic, is there much to take it into the kinetic so it doesn't have the charging, the the wireless charging? Would it be much to bring that into it?
Probably just a motion sensor. Probably.
Yeah.
If you fitted a motion sensor, then yeah, it would probably just sit around a barrier in a room. So if it moves in that room, then yeah, it could probably just pick up charging that way.
Just thinking, well, kinetic would probably be a wee bit easier, or a lot, instead of having to be in like a specific area. If you know what I mean, like with the kinetic thing. But I loved it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's actually. Is there any other? By the way, is there any other products doing this?
No.
Well, not like ours. They are trackers, but not for dementia, and they don't do everything else that ours does. They're not waterproof and all that.
And then like the other features, like your oxygen levels, measuring your vitals, measuring your food intake and all. Obviously, you've got that in the Fitbit, but that's not what we normally target our product around. We target more towards the dementia side of it. Yeah. The important side.
No, I thought it was great.
They were just extra features added on.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. Like the Apple. It's like the Apple Watch, Fitbit, they have all that, but trying to get like a patient down and to keep one of them on is not a great idea. I thought it was cool, guys. I loved it. I think that's all I've got.
Yep.
Thank you. Well done.
No problem.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Today we are going to talk about our business, which is called Did Someone Say Brownies? We've decided not to do a presentation and instead let everyone sample our products, let it do the talking. We have eco-friendly packaging, which is going to be solving one of our problems, that's a lot of landfill waste. We have also decided to use our waste and trimmings from cutting down the brownies to turn them into brownie pops, so that we have no waste. We make use of everything that we actually cook. One of our big selling points is the no mess brownie. We have it on a stick, so it's easy enough to go around when you're out and about. You're not getting food all over your hands. It makes it nice and easy to eat.
So these are some of our flavours, and we have decided to go around the theme of seasonal. So some particular seasons will be, so Valentine's Day will be strawberry and prosecco, or St Patrick's Day will be Irish whiskey and dark chocolate. We also do autumn, winter, spring and summer, and for autumn you would do Halloween for like decoration as a spider web, and Christmas with some fondant icing, snowflakes. Our quality is very high, as it is all uniquely made and all fresh products. We have, as Nathan said, with our cake pops, we have made them with no waste, and they'd be handy for kids, or maybe like a more kind of healthier option instead of a full brownie. Further down the line, we would like to go and try some gluten-free to cater everyone's needs, and hopefully in the future we could open up and sell them to coffee shops, cafes, so let them sell them on.
Yeah, so we've kind of thought we'd start off in the school campus. During the Enterprise Week we made lots of brownies and had lots of samples, and we sold out of all that morning, so we did. So there's really good feedback straight away. A couple of young fellas, I was selling the last couple, and they were like, I don't really want a brownie, but I says, what about for a gift? So into the pockets went, and they bought them for, I don't know, girlfriends, mothers, who knows. So that's another wee thing that we were thinking of doing, is that you can get lots of different packaging, ribbons that say Merry Christmas. You can get Halloween, you can say thank you, I love you. So these are all themes that will kind of develop on with what Ellie's been saying. So they're not just a treat for yourself. The way they're packaged, they're going to be a gift as well, and it's very low price point. So we're selling these for £1.50. So we are, and sorry, we're running out of breath. And the cake pops are 50p each. So basically the cake pops, we've taken the edges off the brownies, which really would be thrown out. So the only cost to these is like 8p for the chocolate and topping, plus the packaging. But we think for the like of you who have a cafe, you would just pop these into a bowl, and kids love it, because like I brought one home to my sons, and they were like, I want the one on the stick, straight away. So it's just something that they kind of like. So, and if you're selling it from a cafe, you don't actually need to put them in the packaging. They can just go in a bowl. Or did I say that? Don't know. What else? So this is kind of, we want to run this as a student business. So any of the money that we would make would be put back into the business, and we would use that money to buy tools and things. Like our tutor has brought in all her tools and food colourings, because there's been a stop sort of on budget things, and we're not allowed to buy things. So this would generate a whole lot of money that would benefit not just us standing here, but the whole culinary department. I'll just let you know about the prices. Just a wee bit of a shake going on here. Other places we could sell it would be the campus and all the Christmas fairs. St George's Twilight Market, Balmoral Show. The campus have a Christmas and an Easter fair, so we would be selling it there as well. The pricing on the blondies, the price of them per unit is 52p, and we reckon if we sell them for 150, we're making 97p profit, which is 64.6% margin. and those prices would come down again because we've really just done Amazon pricing. So that's like for 100. So if we want 1,000 bags, that price is going to come way down. Do you know, the same with the ribbon and the labels, all the packaging. Also, we're kind of tied in at the minute with the colleges who they buy their ingredients from, where we wouldn't be tied into that, even though it's a college business. We could source the open market for that, and they may come down with that too. But I definitely know the packaging, because the packaging at the minute is 16 pence. So for the blondies, well, the packaging stays the same for both, and for the brownies it's slightly more. They're 70 pence, so we'd make an 80 pence profit, which is a 53.3% margin. And the cake pops, they would sell for 50p, costing us 22p, but again, most of that's the packaging. So you'd make 28 pence profit with a 56% margin. So they've only got the potential to increase.
Well, I think that's us done. So is there any questions, and would you like to try some? Yep. While you...
Well done, guys. I do love brownies. That's what I make at home.
We love brownies too.
Like, from our horse trailer, we'll sell brownies that I make. I sell mine at 150.
Right,
so that's a good price
that's
point.
good price.
But I would say, in comparison to all the other traders, whenever I'm out and about at markets and things, they're all selling to £2.50. So
yeah, well, I've seen the cupcakes. They're like £2.50 for a cupcake. So I think we probably could get more for them. Yeah.
The bit that I love, and it's funny when I said it, was see that we pop things, the edging. That's why I weigh like a stone more than what I should, because when cats like you cut it off and you just eat it all day. Like, that's genius.
We decided to turn
that
into some pops.
Yeah, if I just get me or my son and daughter, if we don't eat it, it goes in the bin. That's clever. I like that. It's really good.
My question around is on packaging though. If you're selling them here, just on a wee stand, do they need packaging?
No, not necessarily. They don't. We probably would do both. So unpackaged for people who want to eat it straight away, and then the packaging for the ones who want to give them as a gift. So we probably would do both options.
Yep.
Okay.
That would be my feedback. Is, I mean, whenever we were students here, I did sell my cookies outside I don't know what you call it anymore. You eat. So we had a stand there, and not one was in a package, and I just had them all laid out so people could see the flavours and what they looked like, and then I had them in a box below with tongs, and when people wanted them I was just lifting them out of the box fresh and straight into the bag. So that would save you 16p, did you say?
But that is definitely, and it's because it's biodegradable. That's the case. If we went for ordinary plastic,
they're sticking the arm in for that now, they are.
So, but I definitely think we could get that for cheaper, because one bag was 8p. So I know we could, if we were ordering 1,000 bags or whatever. And that's really without a huge amount of research. As I say, we just didn't have enough time to look and see where we could get them.
The biodegradable stuff, like we get hit with that a lot. But yeah, you have to buy it in larger quantities. You have to, because if you buy it in smaller quantities, that's why it's. Anyway, we're just sharing ideas.
Sorry. How do you know what flavour it is?
Well, these ones here we differentiate. So the blondies are always covered in white chocolate because they're white chocolate blondie.
Okay.
Then the regular brownies, I've just got chocolate on it. These are all just regular brownies, and then we change the toppings for the different flavours and seasons.
Is there the whiskey and dark chocolate one in here? No.
Oh, not yet.
So
we're
it's gone. It's gone. It's next year.
Yes, somebody had that in the break. So.
I suppose the vision for the product. Where do you see it? What's your 3-year plan? I suppose. Where do you see it?
Start small in the campuses, and then hopefully.
Fairs and.
Yeah, we'll work our way into fair stuff. Start to get the brand known. Hopefully, people will start buying it, and then open a business.
In a cafe.
Yeah, a little cafe. Start selling to coffee shops, cafes, that sort of thing.
Well, we think we can also wholesale to coffee shops.
Yeah.
So we could.
And is it because your flavours are different than what's on the market at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not many places do the seasonal.
As well.
Okay.
And biodegradable.
Everything.
No, that's alright. You answered that. Sorry, I just remember. No, it's cool.
Very good. Well, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, help yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We are Slurry Safe. In case you don't know what our why our product is, which we'll get to in a minute, as you may have heard in news, radio, there's a lot of problems on farms with health and safety. In regards to this, the biggest danger is slurry gas. Slurry gas is something that happens this time of year especially. The farmers and contractors, the slurry ban is coming up on the 15th of October, I think it is. Yeah. And we're trying to get our slurry out, get tanks emptied so they can fill up again over winter and so they don't overflow. Which means this time of year we're rushing about trying to get the slurry mixed, and you're meant to do it in windy days, but this time of year you're in a rush to get it out and you have to do it in days it isn't windy. And that's when when the slurry is mixed, the gas is able to get out, and that is when accidents happen. Animals can die, farmers can die, and as the picture says, it only takes one breath to kill. Our solution to this is a slurry monitor such as this, which is already in the market. We are applying one of these to the mud flap of the tractor, which is at the farmer's head level. This reads the gas level, and when it gets to the danger level of 200 ppm, the tractor will automatically cut out, an alarm will start to sound, a message is then sent to the farmer or the worker's phone, who's also in the yard, to alert them what's happening. Say the farmer's wife's in the house with the kids, she knows not to let them out. Then once the slurry level is went back down to a safe level, another message will be sent to tell them it's okay to return back into the shed. This is our team. My name's Isaac Kelly. I am the team leader and designer. Personally, this morning I've been up since 3 o'clock milking cows. So we're all quite a hard working team.
I'm Ryan Clendenning, the administration side and the designer as well. I have a farming background as well, on a beef suckler farm, and last night I was up waiting on a heifer calving. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Matthew Connor. I'm marketing and designer. I'm part of the Slurry Safe and I'm also part of the Grasslads. Grasslads is a family run business. It has been going now in the past 4 years. We started out cutting neighbours' gardens with lawnmowers, so we came up with the idea of blowing grass into trollers. So we tried everything and everything went to success. So we made 2 cane trollers and people started ringing us up to go to Castlewell Agricultural Show to demonstrate us blowing grass into trollers. So we made a video on it and we've reached over 18,840 subscribers on YouTube. We go to different farm exhibitions and our sponsors include Kane Trollers and Walter Watson.
Hello, my name is Conor Murray. I'm the operations and designer. I'm also in the group called Grasslads. It's between our family, which we make miniature silage equipment. I'm up most mornings at 5 cutting football pitches before I go to tech, and then on the same when I come back home again, and then farming in the evening. What is slurry safe is, it's a monitor that works by running wires out of the monitor through the tractor and in the ignition of the tractor. So when the gas gets to so high, which is 200 pps, the tractor will automatically cut out, which stops gas being produced. When the tractor cuts out, alarm will go off, and the alarm will stay on till the gas reaches a level so the farmer can enter the shed again. Text messages will also be sent to family members, the farmer, whoever's about, whoever you want to put that phone onto. You'll get another message when it's safe to re-enter the shed, but once the tractor cuts out, you know you have to get out. You haven't got much time to wait about. And then once you get the message, you can obviously re-enter the shed again.
The pricing that we have come up with is £600 with a sale price of £500. The monitors currently on the market are roughly £400. Production costs will drop, as if this monitor goes to market and it gets more popular, then production costs will drop, meaning that the price may drop also, so then farmers will be willing to spend the money, if that makes sense.
We're aiming to also use grass lads and young farmers, and also a company called FarmFlex as a platform to launch the slurry safe device, as we know that they will help us, as they are all from farming background, such as contractors, and they are all for farm safety. We will contact machinery manufacturing companies and large farming companies to sell our device.
The potential of the slurry safe product. At the minute there's over 14,000 dairy farms in the UK, and dairy farms is where most of the slurry mixing goes on, as they have slaughtered houses where the dung from the cows is scraped down into, whereas on beef farms it's mainly bedded with straw and that's just created into dung. This is the slurry mixture going down into the slats to mix it, and as soon as that crust is broke, there's nothing stopping that gas from killing you. The target for us is UK, European and global markets. We think a lot around our areas and stuff would be very grateful for this. Personally, we've known people who have had experiences. Slurry gas, me myself, I've been overcome with it. We've been in the shed mixing slurry. Luckily we were able to get out. We started to get sore heads and dizzy. We had to get out, but we had to run. That slurry mixer was still going, the tractor was still going. It all it took was the farmer's son to walk in the shed looking for his dad, and all he could have been overcame by the gas. Our price, it is quite high. We don't care if we sell one unit. That one unit could save a life, and there's no doubt about that. This honestly does have the potential to save lives. It definitely will if it was to go on the market. Thank you very much for listening. Any questions?
It's really good, guys. My only question initially is when you say there are other things out there that do the same thing, what sets yours apart? What's different?
The monitors that's out there at the minute are a monitor about this here size. They do the sort of same job, they measure it, and whenever the level gets too high they will beep and flash. I've used them myself that time I've stayed I was overcame by the gas. We never noticed it go off. 200 ppms when it goes off, and it was at 300 and something by the time we got out of the shed. Luckily there was wind that day, that's why we weren't too badly affected, but if there was no wind, you know, we would have been very badly affected. So they beep and flash, but the tractors are very, very powerful machines and very, very loud, and over the noise of that tractor and us concentrating and see if the slurry was mixing, we didn't notice that alarm was going off. But if you hear that tractor go off and that alarm starts sounding, you know you need to get out there. Like, there's
yours switches the tractor off, the other one doesn't.
It just lets you know, but you don't see it, you don't hear it, because that tractor's so loud.
The other ones on the market are handheld ones that you clip onto yourself.
Right.
So you could be at one side of the shed and the tractor's away over here.
You wouldn't hear it.
And you can't hear it over the revs of the tractor, so we thought we'll cut the biggest source of noise for not hearing it out, and then you know to get out.
Very clever.
Also, once that tractor switched off, the gas is no longer being mixed, so it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
you're kind of stopping the
yeah, stopping the
Okay.
dispersal of the gas. So any gas that's starting to rise up will go to the top, and after that,
Yeah.
nothing else is going up because, as you know, gas rises.
Oh, aye. See the app part of it. Is that new? Is that like something you guys have thought of? Or is that
Yeah, well, we thought about using an app, but as I don't know whether you know, a lot of farmers are not really into the technology nowadays.
Yeah, we know
They've
a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we Nokias, you know.
Yeah.
So
Nokia
it's like
Nokios?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like milking parlours. They send you just a text message. You know, they just have it'll come up. It's like say text sends you a message. It comes up SERC. You know, even though you don't have their number added in your phone.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. So be from Slurry Safe, telling you what the problem is. So it's better just sending a simple text message than using an app, because if you don't have that app opened or you don't have access to the app, it's useless. So we find the text message is a lot more useful, because even the people, you know, you have text messages, you're going to find out what's going on.
It's cool on. I liked it. The bit that I didn't get was because, like, so we know farmers, like, from doing what we do. We meet a lot of farmers. But the slurry thing, I didn't realise that shutting the tractor off was. I didn't know really get the whole slurry process. But now I do, and I understand why what the revolutionary idea behind your thing is. That's actually quite cool.
Mhm.
That's clever, guys. I think I have no more questions.
No, it's really good idea, and I think we all know about farm accidents, and unfortunately there has been lots of things that have happened, and you know, so I think your idea is really good. I suppose the thing I have is, I know you did do the costing bit around the £500 cost and your sales price is £600. Why just the £100? You know, why can't you market it for more? 'Cause
To us, that's just at the start. The first unit will be quite
Okay.
expensive due to the fact there's nothing like this on the market. But we hope once we get this going and once it's sold, say we showed it at Balmoral show or something, it would catch the eyes of especially contractors. Say they have 20 odd tractors in their yard and they're fitting it to all their tractors. It's going to be a lot cheaper. But to us, the price, yes, it does matter, making a bit of profit. But to us, we would sell it not making a profit if we knew it was going to save a life, because we do know this will save lives. You can't put a price on somebody's life, in our own opinions.
Okay, very good. Well done. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Learning preferences using the Ingenio app, and as a group we were tasked with collaborating to create a sculpture that would be based outside the space building just across the road, and the sculpture we were given the scientific theme of genetic manipulation.
So I'll just take 1 or 2 minutes. I'm Pauline O'Rourke, and I'll take a wee minute to just briefly explain the science behind this that Jude and Chris from the science department came and explained to us so that we could begin with the brief. So this maquette shows that the hand represents the knowledge base and skill base of the scientists, and also it would be for a teacher to explain and go through the ethics of genetic engineering with their class. Then we move to the double helix DNA, where they can revise the structure or learn the structure of that. The left arm then goes through the process of genetic engineering, and each level explains each step in the process to extract DNA, isolate the gene and join it with a bacterium plasmid to produce and multiply replicate the product that you wish, and this is represented on the right arm.
We were also, as part of our brief, given another constraint, which was to refer back to the works of Alexander Calder, who was a famed sculptor.
So I worked with a girl called Eve within the art department to base the sculpture on the work of Alexander Calder, who is a famous American sculptor. He was trained as an engineer and then moved into art, and he based a lot of his work on kinetic art. So as you can see, the whole product has movement within it through air currents. He also used interactive art, and he also produced flat pack art and mobiles. So the flat pack art, he would bring suitcases with all his sculptures in it, open them and do performance art with his sculptures, and that led us on to the product, which we have as well as the sculpture, which would be a flat pack teaching education kit. And that's basically how Alexander Calder inspired the form of the structure.
We started off creating our maquette by rounding up various pieces and repurposing them. We rounded up screws, washers and springs. We decided as a group after that to add some colour to the maquette, so we decided to laser cut the 4 plastic pieces, as you can see. They resemble different cells. After that, to act as a counterbalance, we created a leaf and drilled holes in it and filed them down flat.
Well, how we did that was a laser cutter can't, our laser cutter, there is laser cutter there, but our laser cutter can't cut sheet metal, so we had to use the plasma cutter to cut this out. So we used CAD to design these shapes. So we used CAD to design all the plastic shapes, and then the leaf and the hand, drew that up in CAD, put it into the systems, and they cut out these wonderful shapes. So then we had to make the base frame, which was this here. So I had to get a pole and cut it to the right shape. So we had dimensions, like we were told can't be bigger than 30 by 30. So I cut this, made it is now basically, it's 29, you know, stuck to my limit. So had to cut that, and then bending this, we originally were going to use the roller to bend the sheet metal, but it didn't really go to plan too well. So I decided we would get a large diameter bar and bend it around that so that both double helix were symmetrical. As you can see, if you look like down there, it looks like it is just a bar, it's been bent around the bar. And then we had to weld it on to it using connector rods. So I just, again, snipped wee connector rods and welded it on. So, yeah.
Okay. The way we connected it all was by drilling 2 holes in the top and the bottom of the bar. Then we had to tap a wire around it so that you could screw in screws, and we drilled a hole through one of the hands so that it can be stable. Then we just wrapped around the wire for the arms to connect for Alexander Calder's artistic style.
During our collaborative efforts, as you can see, we've gone through a number of processes here, and during our group work together, we quickly became aware that this had the possibility to be a teaching tool and a marketable product. So using Alexander Calder's designs and his ideas of flat pack and colour and tactile materials, we came up with the idea that this could be marketed to schools and teachers as a flat pack teaching tool that could be brought out in a classroom to explain the processes of DNA and genetic manipulation. We have also designed a flat pack box with teaching aids and lesson plans for it to go in, and because of the tactile materials and the colour, these are all laser etched.
Etched with the laser cutter there.
We also believe it'd be very useful for students or even adults with sensory needs, maybe with colour blindness or blindness themselves. They can actually feel what they're learning. And of course an end product would completely come apart and flat pack down, ready to be shipped. If you want to have a look at that there. Go ahead.
We have also made designs so that whenever in the future you could put barcodes onto it by etching it, and with a simple QR code scanner you can bring up a website on your phone to look at more information about the types of bacteria and enzyme and all the rest. We would have showed you, but technical issues have delayed us. Our apologies.
I think as a group we all had a lot of fun, not just designing and creating this product, but in working together as well. I think we all learned something new.
I know I was moving back and forth every time I made something new with my two engineers. Every time I made something new, I was running back to the art department going, look, is this okay? You know, is this the way you want it? So it was just constant. Like I shown the colour. We had the artist. He uses only certain colours, so I had to ask what colours should we use. You know, and they were the colours by the looks of it. And then the shapes and all, just kept on having to ask the art department to use a grey fit, and the science people keeping us right, and the engineers we were making it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a bit about cost, because so the material all would kind of, I know you get excited about that, so I just thought I'd throw it in like. So basically the material cost, it's hard to figure out because you would buy bulk, like you wouldn't just buy a wee strip of metal like that, you buy bulk, but using Maz I figured it out. So overall in material it should come down to £14 and 7p, and then if you add your labour on, you know, not too, you know, I don't cost that much, like, so add your labour on, we end up, the end product should come to £39.95 for retail price.
And you could market these for a classroom of say 30 children. You could either sell one or 5, depending on whether you split them into groups. And we also think that these could be sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Designed so that you can pick and choose what you want in your flat pack box. If there's maybe you didn't want all these colours or you wanted more or spares or anything. So yeah, that's our product and we're quite proud of it, I think. It's been great to see how it's developed from an idea for a sculpture for the space building into what we believe could be a really good teaching tool. If you have any questions, please do ask.
Is it being implemented for the space building at this stage? Or
yeah, that's her there.
Okay. It's actually there?
No, it's not there yet.
It's all still in the
she drew this up. Looks cool.
Okay. So really, was that the overall aim at the start, to create
that was
a sculpture for space, and from that you then developed a flat pack teaching tool?
Exactly. I have the brief here for you if you want to have a quick look at that.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much.
So your brief was to build a large structure, DNA and genetic oriented.
Yeah.
But then through your own thought and innovative
it was
process,
as the process went on, we quickly sort of realised, because we were all learning. I had no idea about any of this, and we all learnt a little bit I think, and we
we
sort of
took
thought
it.
it would be a good idea. I think it came from the flat pack idea. If you could flat pack this, you could sell it as that, because it's very easy just to reassemble.
It had to be inspired by this particular artist who did the flat pack performance art and sculptures and kinetic art, so that had to be within the to meet the brief.
Okay.
So that was why it was designed in that format.
Very good. Like it.
Does your cost include your packaging of your box and all that? Or is that just 14?
That was for the material for that.
Okay, cool. Still a good markup, I think. Yeah.
Anything else?
See you know, it's very, what I've realised, it's very niche, it's very specific, but it's like, is there anyone else doing like that type of thing, like flat packing what this is for schools?
Not that we're aware of. I certainly didn't have anything like this when I was at school.
No, neither did I. Really didn't.
Especially now, you know, kids are more on their phone now. We did sort of have the idea for the QR codes and the apps, but we sort of felt something physical, in physical form in front of you that you could see and touch and interact with was more than just learning on a LCD screen or computer or on your phone.
It helps visual learners as well to remember the process.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Alexander colours until today.
Me neither.
I appreciate a good bit of engineering. Like that's cool. Like it's good.
Yeah. I think there's lots you could do. I think there's lots more.
Yeah.
You can do.
We thought of doing actual science experiment kits that you could as bolt-ons to the original product. So if you introduce the topic and then want to do an experiment on DNA extraction in the classroom, you could have a kit for that, and those could be bolted on to the product as needed.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Well done, Dave.
Thank you.
Hang on, Melody, and then we got it.
Folks, we're going to now take a recession for 15 minutes while the judges decide who has placed where. So please bear with us, there's refreshments outside, and you each have a questionnaire to fill in as well, so if you wouldn't mind doing that in the 15 minutes, I would appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, students, thank you very much again for coming along today. My name is Dr. Michael Malone. I'm the Director of Curriculum at the college, and we've been organising the Enterprise Fortnight for the last number of years. Every single year the standard of what the students produce increases, and this year is again another massive leap forward in terms of student projects, innovation, entrepreneurial flair, etc. We looked at the projects today, and it's very difficult to judge across such a diverse range of ideas. So what we've decided to do in consultation with the judges is to produce 3 different categories for prizes with an overall prize winner. Now the 3 categories are social enterprise, innovation and entrepreneurial. And then at the end, each judge will call up the winner and runner-up in each category, and then we'll have an overall winner for today. So again, what we have to reflect is this is work that's been produced in 2 weeks. This has been facilitated by the lecturer. The students haven't been taught very much. The students have learned their work from talking to their tutors, getting guidance from them, but this is student work. And what you're seeing is some really fantastic ideas that we want to take forward in the college. Now you see 2 banners either side of me, the Entrepreneurs Club. We're really keen that you take the ideas forward and try and turn it into a real company, starting to generate money or to provide support for the social infrastructure that we have in the college or wider afield. So again, I'd like to thank you very much and your tutors for the work that they've put into it and the guidance. I know the hours that have gone into this in terms of the preparation, and standing up here with these lights, because I'm feeling the heat now with these lights shining at me, it is a real daunting task, and you all did fantastically today. I'm really, really delighted at what we've produced in 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of term. So thank you very much, and we'll hand over to the first judge, who are going to call out the prizes in which category?
Social enterprise.
Social enterprise. So thank you very much indeed.
So I'm going to say the runner-up first of all for social enterprise was the courtyard. Come on up. Well done. Well done. That's a great idea. And keep working with all the tutors and make sure that you do it.
Thank you.
Well done. So the winners then of the social enterprise, I just had a mind blank. Oh, was Did Someone Say Brownies? So yeah, because you guys can keep on making money, so come on. Well done.
Thank you.
I hope you keep on making your brownies.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
very nice.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Well done.
very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next we have Belinda, who's going to present the prizes for the most innovative.
Yes, very difficult, guys, and well done. Big round of applause to you all. Fantastic. Great morning here, so delighted to be here. Very competitive and very intrigued by what you all have to say. So the runner-up is Jean Genies. Alright, well done.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thanks
All
very
right.
much. Thank you.
All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Super. Keep it up. Great.
Cheers.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And then the winner in the most innovative category is slurry safety. Well done, lads. Brilliant. Alright. Well done. Make sure that goes live now, won't you? Alright. Well done. Thank you.
Okay, and then Andy's going to present the prizes for the most entrepreneurial. The winner and the runner-up.
Excuse the leg, guys.
It's got me. The most entrepreneurial, which was really tough to pick from. But runner-up has to go to Revival Watch. Well done. Cheers, Matt. Well done, lad. Well done, dude. Well done, sir.
I think I this one.
What's that?
You forgot.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
That's right. Yep. So, in most entrepreneurial, that was a great idea. So, it's going to SERC Pro. Giving out gym stuff with a broken leg. Well done, lad. Well done, mate. Well done.
Okay, and now Michael is going to present the overall prize.
Okay, so I had no hand in the judging here today. We are external guests, and again I'd like to thank them for coming along today. Some of them are ex-students of the college and are now true entrepreneurs in their own right, and the advice and the questioning was really good that I heard coming from you today, so thank you very much indeed for that. So let's have a round of applause. And like a great British Bake Off, I have the pleasure in announcing the overall winner. And it was very difficult for the judges because I listened to all the presentations. It was very stiff competition, very difficult to judge this. But the overall winner is Slurry Safety. And again, I'd like to thank you all for your participation here today. Also your tutors, who have put a lot of time and effort into supporting you, getting you ready for the presentations, and as I say, turn you into social enterprise innovators and entrepreneurs after just 2 weeks. So fantastic work by the tutors. Can we have a round of applause for your tutors as well? And hopefully we'll see some of you back here next year, winning again and bringing SERC at the very forefront of generating entrepreneurs for the economy. So thank you very much indeed.